I'm Becca.
Do it again.
She, hers. Hey, I'm trying to give it some of that, like, nice, welcoming, laughing spice. Okay, here we go again. Because Josie didn't like that take. Hi, I'm Becca, and my pronouns are she, hers.
And I'm Josie, pronouns he, they.
And we're your judges.
And this is By the Cover. It's a podcast, a comedy podcast.
And if you didn't figure out it's a podcast by episode 3, yikes.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't introduce that it's a podcast all the time, but more specifically, this thing you're listening to, the podcast.
This is the By the Cover podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh no!
So this week, we found out that there was another By the Cover podcast
with a Josiah host, which is
someone
just
whose
kind of
legal name is
ooky.
Josiah. Yeah, is one of the hosts, and yeah, I mean, you can go check them out if you want to.
Their thing is like movies, and I think that's fine, but that's a real misnomer of the cover thing that we're going for. Like, at least we went for books, like, not to attack someone else's brand.
Well, what's so interesting about it is that they make fake reviews based solely on the cover of the movie and make up what they think the plot would be, whereas we, on the other hand, we look for the real reviews, the authentic reviews.
See, we are more of a news media source than they are.
Yeah, I've always thought of us as being
there's a degree of accuracy here. There's a lot of rigor.
Really go kind of deep into the study for it. All right, give me just a second so I can open up this Coca-Cola.
Ooh, I'm gonna hear that crisp.
No, that can't be our bit. The McElroys already have that bit. Mike's just gonna have to cut that out.
You can't consume that. Oh God. Oh God.
So Becca.
Yeah, no, I've got the first book.
Let's do a book
for today. Oh no. The real thriller is whether or not Josie's gonna take another sip, but I've also got a thriller for us today. It's been advertised on Amazon a lot, so that means it has to be good. As we know, Jeff Bezos is the arbiter of all things that are good.
Right. If it's on Amazon, it is of quality. Otherwise,
I mean, they wouldn't let it on, right? That's how it works.
That's actually Jeff Bezos has explicit rules about
Jofs.
No.
Did I mishear you say Jeff?
I said Beth Jesus.
Beth Jesus.
Beth Jesus.
Yes, anyway.
Present this book to me.
Okay, so it's The Atlantis Gene, a thriller. The Origin Mystery, Book 1 by A.G. Riddle.
Oh, that's a great author name.
It's a great pen name. I really want to emphasize also that on the cover of The Atlantis Gene, at the very, very top, so this is the information that we really might see before the big name in the middle, is the 1 million copy bestseller. It is not made New York Times. It's just sold 1 million copies.
Hey, listen, numbers talk, you know?
They do.
And, I'm very proud of
Okay, so the greatest mystery of all time, ... The history of human origins, ... will be revealed. Read the novel that started it all. The Atlantis Gene is the first book in A.G. Riddle's best-selling Origin Mystery trilogy, which has sold over 3 million copies worldwide in 20 languages and received over 25,000 plus reviews on Amazon, 18,000 plus ratings on Audible, and over 100,000 reviews and ratings on Goodreads.
This is always my favorite thing about books that you could not get good positive reviews, is that they always talk about the number of reviews.
I just it impresses me the number of people that they've apparently conned into reading. And it is also in development to become a major motion picture, which again is such a good sign.
Yeah, I've always what was it? Jupiter Rising? Wasn't that based off of a book?
Excuse me. Jupiter Ascending is one of the best films that has ever been made. I can't communicate with you right now. I feel so... The performance given by Eddie Redmayne truly overwhelms anything he did in The Theory of Everything. I
what
mean,
performance? I haven't seen the film,
it's
but from
a
what
whisper held in sustained sounds.
So does he just whisper the whole time?
Yes, it's the weirdest thing in the world. We need to watch this film together. It's so good.
Amazing.
So 70,000 years ago, the human race almost went extinct. We survived, but no one knows how. Until now. The countdown to the stage of human evolution is about to begin, and humanity might not survive this time.
Wait, hang on. So are they saying that? Wait,
70,000 years ago, the human race almost went extinct.
but it was stopped, and we don't know how.
We don't know how.
And now that evolution is going to happen
No,
again.
but we figured out why they survived this time, and it's going to happen again.
Right, and it's evolution
Right,
is
right,
about
right.
to happen.
Right.
Like, because that's every 70,000 years, evolution comes around and says, no more of this species. New species now.
I'm evolution, and I would like to bring you into the next stage of your species. Congrats.
Would you like to hear? Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior evolution?
We tried to get Darwin to tell you all about it, and it was just kind of disappointing when you didn't listen.
Darwin was a missionary for evolution.
So off the coast of Antarctica, a research vessel discovers a mysterious
vegetable.
Shh. It's a research vessel discovers a mysterious structure buried deep within an iceberg. It has been there for thousands of years, and something is guarding it. Could it be the fabled city of Atlantis, or is it something more dangerous? At the same moment, I don't know what to tell you. It's just city of Atlantis. It could be something more dangerous, which could just be like a tiger. Honestly, like, how dangerous can a city be?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Something of literally any amount of danger it could be.
At the same moment, in Jakarta, Indonesia, a brilliant geneticist named Kate Warner just discovered a breakthrough treatment for autism. Or so she thinks.
Oh no.
What she has found, this is gonna get
a little ableist.
It's gonna get a little fun. What she has found is far more deadly for her and for the entire human race. Her work could unleash the next stage of human evolution. It might also hold the key to unlocking the mysterious structure off the coast of Antarctica. On the other side of Jakarta, Agent David Vale is racing to uncover a conspiracy with far-reaching implications, but he's out of time. His informant inside the conspiracy is dead. His own organization has been infiltrated, and his enemy has turned the hunt on him. But he's on the run. But when he receives a coded message related to an imminent attack, he risks everything to save the one person that can help him stop it. Dr. Kate Warner.
Is it the famous geneticist in Jakarta?
Don't know why the geneticist can help him from someone killing him, but sure.
The only person who'll be able to stop a bullet from my enemies.
You're just gonna throw this doctor right in front of it.
Sudden evolution.
Together, Kate and David, which Kate and David are just like the most bargain brand human names.
Yeah, Kate and David.
Kate and David.
Aren't those both Spades?
Kate Spade, David Spade.
Isn't there a David Spade?
There is a David. I mean, there must be a David Spade somewhere.
Okay, I was saying like brand
Famous,
wise.
I don't know. Race to unravel a global conspiracy and learn the truth about the Atlantis gene and human origins. Their journey takes them to the far corners of the globe and into the secrets of their pasts. Their enemy is close on their heels and will stop at nothing to obtain Kate's research and force the next stage of human evolution, even if it means killing 99.9% of the world's population.
Huh. Okay.
So this got, if you're thinking this got very genocide-y, what's the eugenic-y?
Yeah, a little eugenics.
That's
yeah.
definitely where we've gone.
That's super fun.
Also,
David Wayne Spade is an American actor, stand-up comedian, writer, producer, and television host. He was a cast member on Saturday Night Live.
So shout out to that guy.
In the 1990s, and he later began an acting career in both film and television. So I wanted to let you know that yes, David Spade was a person. I was right.
David and Kate can stop them if they can trust each other and
Oh, it's still going.
stay alive. Yes. So we've finally gotten through the whole thing.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Thought it was over.
This has been sponsored by Wired, Geek Dad, Praise for the Departure, Publishers Weekly, and The Guardian. They're just kind of throwing everything in it that they can, but it doesn't feel like there's anyone who's really important saying this book is actually really good.
Right. But we do have some really important people to us.
Right.
The verified purchasers.
So some of the customer images that come from this one really spark my heart. There's a cat on its back showing its belly, which really relates to the book. It's got about 46% of people saying that it's a 5-star book.
Wow.
31% at 4-star, 12% at 3, 6 at 2, and 5 at 1.
So a classic spread.
But a 4.1 out of 5 with almost 17,000 customer ratings.
And that's not a terrible average, honestly. I don't know why you wouldn't emphasize we're a 4 out of 5-star book on Amazon rather than we have 17,000 reviews on Amazon in your summary.
So DT wants us to know, like, this is the first one that you see. Like, the top reviews on this say, lost potential for a smart thriller. I had high hopes for this book since it was advertised as a techno thriller about human origins and evolution. I anticipated a smart thriller and found a lot of interesting information and theories. Initially, it was an action-oriented page-turner, but I was surprised at all the violence and death throughout the story, and as it went on, it began to lose me. And so,
I was reading a thriller.
I was surprised when people died.
And there was a lot of killing, and it was, at first it was an action-paced page-turner, but then when people started dying, that action was a little much for me.
Jimmy gave it a 3. Great story. Green author.
Oh.
This story is awesome. I love the story, and I'll say first might not sound too flattering, but this is a really good book. The way the book is written, though, in my opinion, is callow. Especially with the military references, some of the statements David says no special forces / soldiers would make comments like that. I'm sorry, I can't give an example as I'm halfway through the second book and don't feel like rifling back through it all again quite yet. There's a lot of jumping back and forth to locations which are named similarly, which is very confusing.
Oh, if only there weren't so many places on the earth that had similar sounding names.
And character descriptions are pretty vague until very late in the book, so it makes it, at least for me, very challenging to keep track of the characters through all the jumping back and forth and character twists. No spoilers. As I understand, though, this is A.G. Riddles' first book, and if that's the case, then my little critiques will soon fade into the dust cloud of success. This series has already got me hooked, so for those of you who think I'm just nitpicking this book apart because I'm a hater, you're dead wrong. This is just my honest opinion. I highly recommend this book to anyone who enjoys books of this topic. It'll keep you flipping pages. The material that A.G. Riddle has here is pretty impressive and really stimulate thought.
I thought there was a lot of it that I thought wasn't good, but it stimulated my thinking. I experienced brainwaves while this book was in my eyes.
I love also Murosina Kavor gives it 1 star. Not a novel. An interesting film script with lots of action. Obviously, the author had his eyes on a movie contract, and I congratulate him for success in securing one. If you were expecting a novel with all the literary resources and depth the genre entails, this is not it.
Oh, this book was so fast-paced. What my brain decided to say instead of fast-paced.
A Tree Lover gave it a 1. Maybe a younger brain will do better. The struggle isn't worth me purchasing the next ... Confusing for me. Lots of characters and story goes from one perspective to another. When I finally figured out, somewhat, each character's name in their storyline, the names changed. What? Excuse me, the names of the characters? Is that evolution? Does evolution change your name?
I do want to know what the names changed is supposed to be.
I couldn't follow smoothly from that point since I couldn't remember who was who. Maybe a younger brain will do better. The struggle isn't worth me purchasing the next 2 books.
I do like that that these two people were completely split, where one of them is saying, maybe if someone is smarter and more able to get kind of all the complex things, the storytelling and all that, and the other person, not a novel.
Not a novel.
Sounds
Just
like
not
a movie to
novel
me.
at all. Anyway, that's kind of what I have.
I have enjoyed that thoroughly.
Good.
And you know what else I enjoy?
What do you enjoy?
I enjoy buying things.
You enjoy buying things too?
I do enjoy buying things, and that's why I look to buy an advertisement. Here's the ad.
It is here.
Hey guys, it's Summer Shine from Tragedy Plus Time. Everything's Fine podcast, a Rogue Media Network production. If you guys have not been to Hecho in Waco yet, you are really missing out. It is some of Waco's best Mexican food. And they are open right now for delivery and pickup. If you go to their website at hechoinwaco.com, that's HECHOENWACO.com, and enter in the promo code HECHO254, you'll get 20% off. Go on over, check them out right now. Get the best Mexican food in Waco.
Hello, we are What's Your Excuse?
Podcast.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
right.
Caitlin,
I am Megan.
and we are here to talk to you about all of your things that you want to shit talk about.
That's right.
Is your life going poorly? Check.
Are you curious about diseases that are running rampant?
Check. Do you want to know all the places I have had sex in this world?
Check.
Check. You can find that all right here on What's Your Excuse podcast at Rogue Media Network. And you can find us on Apple Podcast,
Spotify,
Stitcher,
Google Play.
and Google. Yes, that's right. And give us a follow. Thanks.
What's your excuse?
Whoa, that's unbelievable.
What a great advertisement.
I want to buy that thing.
That sounds like a good business to patronize.
What a service.
Alrighty.
What do you have for me today, Jose?
I have a fun new segment for us. And that is called Book Plug.
Book plug.
Book Plug. And book club is a great time because what we are going to do...
Did you just say book club or book plug? It's very important that you get the name of the segment.
Book plug.
Book plug.
Book plug. And with book plug, we are going to be
God.
getting submissions from some indie authors who want us to take a look at their book on
They aren't like
Amazon.
the other book writers.
They're not like those other book writers. I guess it's not necessarily indie authors. I mean, I do want them to be as independent as possible, but I suppose
They are perhaps not the J.K. Rowlings, nor even
Right.
perhaps the Stephen Kings.
we're looking at the kinds of people who are looking for free advertisement by making jokes about the reviews.
Anyway, we're very excited.
Yes, and so I've done some reaching out on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at bythecover_pod. You can also follow us on Instagram at bythecover_pod.
Whoa.
Very convenient. Only have to remember the one. But here's our first book plug. It's coming from Gwen C. Katz.
Gwen C. Katz.
You can follow her on Twitter at Gwen C. Katz. That's GwenCKatz. And she wrote, published back in 2017, Among the Red Stars.
Among the Red Stars. Okay.
World War II has shattered Volka's homeland of Russia, and Volka is determined to help the effort. She knows her skills as a pilot rival the best of the men, so when an all-female aviation group forms, Volka is the first to sign up.
Fuck yes.
That's right. It is about the all-women pilots of Soviet Russia during World War II.
I am so here for Anakin Skywalker, but cool and real, and also female.
And also a woman. Flying has always meant freedom and exhilaration for Valka, but dropping bombs on German soldiers from a fragile canvas biplane is no joyride. Yep. The war is taking its toll on everyone, including the boy Valka grew up with, who is fighting for his life on the front lines. As the war intensifies and those around her fall, Valka must decide how much she is willing to risk to defend the skies she once called home.
You gotta really hit the "ka" because, like, if you get Vulcan, like, just things start to get, like...
Valka, yeah, Valka. Inspired by the true story of the air women the Nazis called night witches, Gwen C. Katz weaves a
I
tale
would
of strength
love
and
for
sacrifice.
more men to call me a night witch.
That would be really nice. If we just kind of started calling like really powerful women night witches.
Oh man, she's a total night witch.
So and I actually found something interesting. So we're gonna start out with this review, a 4-star. You actually can't find anything lower than a 3-star review on Amazon.
Nicely done.
For Among the Red Stars. So yeah, from Lindsay at Do You Dog Ear.
Do you dog ear?
Do you dog ear?
Do you think that's an accusatory or is that
I can't tell.
do
if
you
it's-
dog ear? Do you you motherfucker? Do you dog ear?
Do you
I
fucking
swear to
dog
God.
ear? No, or is it like more of like a do you
Oh.
even lift, bro type
do you
thing?
Dog ear? Oh God.
Oh, you're a dirty reader, aren't you?
You're one of those nasty page folders. Oh, I can see it from
God.
here. Oh.
I received a copy from the author in exchange for an honest review. My thoughts and opinions are my own.
Okay.
And I think that that's a very interesting thing. So, and I actually found that in quite a few of the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
is that what Gwen did was she gave people free copies of the book,
Smart.
to get a review. And so, yeah, 4-star review. Historical fiction isn't usually my thing. But
I'm really more of a absolute YA fancy.
The genres that I tend to find myself in are YA fantasy.
YA fantasy.
But I really enjoyed Among the Red Stars. The story is from Falka's perspective, but we get most of our information from the letters she and Pasha write to one another. He shares his
Pasha's such a
experiences
nice name.
on the front line, and she shares what it's like fighting from the sky. There were a lot of differences, simply because Pasha was male and Falka was female.
A lot of differences.
Oh.
Oh, do we have an expectation for how these stories typically
Oh.
work?
I found some differences in this historical fiction about the way men and women were in armies during World War II.
In the histories, we know that men didn't do any writing and women did all of it.
Pasha was
That's
drafted for being an
how it
able-bodied
works.
male, and Valka was refused because her body could have other uses, like popping out the next generation.
Ugh.
That is actually a very true thing.
No, I bet it is, but
I
nasty.
mean, not that that's what women's bodies are good for. I want to be clear that that's not what I was saying.
Yikes. In that moment, Becca just...
We're just kind of taking note. But that, yeah, at the exact same time that the nuclear family was being pushed in the U.S., that which was a little bit after World War II is when it really massively, but that whole era,
I mean,
at the same time,
listen,
that was
how else are
when,
we gonna beat the communists?
yeah,
Just gotta
exactly.
Gotta make more babies.
And at the exact same time, Stalin was pushing really heavily, like, the importance of motherhood.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of propaganda in Soviet Russia was the men go to work and the women take care of the children, and that's how you serve the country.
Exhausting.
So, anyway, fun little thing. Just the next time that someone tries to tell you that, you know, we all want to be like Soviet Russia, we don't. We want to be better than that. She wanted to fight, and he didn't. Which I think is actually a really good thing. Like, I think is actually really fascinating. Like,
Apparel, yeah.
reflection to do there. Also, his training was short and rushed, while hers lasted longer than it should have once she finally found a way to join the VVS.
Are you saying longer training periods creates more
They didn't think women were as capable, and I love that they proved themselves to be just as efficient and effective in their duties, oftentimes better.
Ba ba ba.
Like I said before, I really enjoyed that most of this book was told through their correspondences. We get to see how the war changes them, their feelings for each other, not the main focus, but a nice addition to the story, and the impact death and destruction have on people during wartime. There are so many innocent lives lost during a war, friends and strangers alike, and it's something that can never be undone or forgotten. And I'm going to move a little bit forward because this is a pretty long one. But overall, Among the Red Stars captured my attention and offered an honest and realistic portrayal of the women in Aviation Group 122 from what I've been reading about them anyways. Cats piqued my interest, and I've been doing some of my own research into their lives and what they were able to accomplish. A very interesting read.
Peaked. Peaked is one of my favorite words.
Yeah. Well,
Peaked.
well, peaked. Customer review from Dark XY on the introspective side.
Excuse me, what?
Dark XY. Darksy.
Okay, Darksy.
It's like Banksy's evil cousin.
Yes.
Darksy. On the introspective side, 4 stars. We all have our preferences when it comes to certain genres, and while I will try almost anything that is war-related in fiction, I do prefer this kind of reads to have action in them, or at least be evenly balanced with action/soul-searching. Michael Grant's Frontlines, Alternative, Mark Zuzak's The Book Thief, and Patrick Shane Duncan's Dracula vs. Hitler are all
What?
fantastic examples.
What? Okay, wait,
of
no,
smart,
roll back.
deep,
Oh, God, wait.
war-themed books
So
that
it-
also have plenty of action.
So here's the interesting thing: is like, would not say that The Book Thief is a freaking action-packed like. I mean, like that book feels like such a soft moment. It's funny. I was actually thinking about The Book Thief when you were reading this, like reading these reviews, but that's boggling.
Yeah. I do want to point out that Dracula versus Hitler, which maybe is going to make its way onto the podcast at some point, does appear.
Dracula wants to kill Hitler. I'm gonna take like a guess, but he doesn't want to kill Hitler for the right reasons. He just wants to take over. We need to explore this later, but damn, that's...
No, I just...
You know what really represented
Hitler is,
historical
no, I'm
fiction
sorry.
for me?
Yeah, Dracula is a patriot because he's, grew up in Transylvania, and so he needs to protect Romania from Hitler. The last line of that summary is, "No one cares how much German blood he drinks."
Oh my god!
The Romanian army resurrects Dracula to fight Hitler.
The real historical event that actually happened.
That's what I want from my historical fiction. That's the kind of smart,
great-
deep, war-themed book
Great-
that I want.
Great hits in war-themed books that were very, very successful in the historical fiction. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. These were things that happened. I mean, there was just a terrible period of zombies during the Regency. Does anyone forget that? Right?
Am I going crazy?
God, the number of vampires involved in our history.
The undead really just have wreaked havoc on our history,
The
haven't
entire
they?
Republican Party. It's still happening.
Anyway, Darksy was a bit surprised how introspective Among the Red Stars was. It doesn't make it a lesser book. I was just expecting something slightly different. Really? Really, Darksy? You got a book about women
I'm just never going to
fighting
be
in the
over
Soviet
Darksy,
Union?
which just sounds like somebody who's like, I like Banksy, but I can't take the name Banksy. So what am I going to do here?
This story focuses more on relationships, friendships, and a lot of self-examination during wartime than necessarily a fast-paced action. It does have some of that as well, though. Then what are you complaining about, Darksy? Not enough. It's beautifully written and has epistolary elements to it.
It's gorgeously written and there's like a lot of soul searching. I just wanted somebody to get shot like at least every 4 pages.
If they're not getting... I like how your person was like, this thriller does not have nearly, has way too much killing for
There's
me.
too much murder in this thriller.
And then this person is like, I wish I could have seen more death.
I require more blood sacrifice for my historical fiction.
For someone who was born and raised in Russia, it was completely fascinating to read translations of wartime songs I grew up singing. Somewhat surreal and gave me a chuckle, but very well done.
Oh.
Generally, this is a very good treatment of Russian culture where the author put in work is not to use misspelled names, words that actually don't exist, and boy, does that happen often, and be surprisingly proficient with local geography. I actually grew up in the area described, so naturally I found small discrepancies, but overall it was pretty well researched. I've
Nice.
Googled Gwen C. Katz, and it says that she is originally from Seattle, but I wouldn't be surprised if she has strong Russian ties, or her research is just very impressive.
Either or. One of those.
I think that either this author could only possibly have done such a good job at writing a book is either if she has very strong Russian ties, or maybe she did her research. Maybe she did her job.
Definitely one of those. I can't figure it out.
It's like when people ask, like, especially like actors who play villains, like, what did you know, and it's like, it's so dumb that we have people like Jared Leto who are like, oh, to get into the Joker, I have to
eat somebody's face to get into the Joker. This is more of a Batman voice than a Joker voice.
I know, but this is like my tortured artist voice.
Why is Batman a tortured artist? He's a tortured
My parents died. Becca. My parents were shot, and so I decided to go into healthy coping mechanisms like theater.
Coffee shop Batman. We're back. The nature of man is that we will continue to invent coffee shop Batman.
We've been working on our coffee shop AU for Batman for so long. It has permeated our podcast. Yeah, there was a time that I was going and I was hiking through Nepal, and this group of ninjas found me, and I was like, that's kind of weird, so I found an acting troupe instead. I'm Bruce Wayne.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
My actor name is Batman.
They really like me for my stage voice. They tell me that it resonates really well from the stage. So I've been cast as Hamlet. Hamlet.
You can tell I have good diction. Comparatively speaking, this is one of the best ones out there when it comes to historical fiction about Russia, says Darksea. I also love the group of kick-ass ladies presented.
Kick-ass.
I love
I
kick-ass
will
women.
say, in the credit of these reviews, I haven't heard the hated badass word yet.
Yeah,
so that's actually very
seen
impressive.
Badass yet. They were just as, if not more, kick-ass in real life. And the friendships developed. I like the tender relationship between Volka and Pasha. I love description of planes, flying maneuvers, and flight school in general.
I fucking love planes.
I have actually looked into flying lessons after this one and definitely put purchasing a 2-seater warplane on my bucket list.
What?
I'm a dreamer. Read a book, thought I should own a plane now. I should fly a plane. Like,
you know
clearly,
what?
Darksea, the action was pretty good since it inspired
Okay.
you to want to fly a fucking
I get to go
plane.
buy a plane now.
As you can see, I was pretty much drawn to the action, flying, and fighting part of this book, so the letters in between sometimes felt like a slowdown. We get it!
Oh god. Here's the thing is, like, I don't know why, like, this seems like the type of person, and maybe I'm like casting all aspersions because they clearly have their taste, which is people dying violently. But like, you'd think, like, based on
By
these
Dracula's
things,
hand.
by Dracula's hand. See, if she just made them actual witches. Gwen C. Katz,
The true night witches.
you need to rewrite it again,
Among
but
the
with
Red
witches.
Stars, but with real witches, is actually what I think it should be
The
titled. Because, like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, fine. You know, Dracula versus Hitler, like a creative title. The one that I will never be fine with is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Where it's like,
gotta get those 3 beats.
And also zombies are there. Anyway, this is highly recommended for all historical fiction fans and fans of tough chicks that can and did kick Nazi butt.
Oh, I hate chicks. Chicks is a bad word.
Yeah, I mean, chicks isn't great, but kicking Nazi butt is always great.
Anyway, this sounds to me like a book I actually am like really actively going to check
I'm
out.
going to be buying this, and that's actually right after. Here, I'll do the quick little plug. So you can check out Gwen C. Katz, I think, at gwenckatz.com as well. So that's again a C for the middle name, but a K for the first. And then if you want to get Among the Red Stars, it's on bookshop.org.
Heck
And
yeah.
Bookshop gives 10% of its revenue to independent bookstores that have kind of signed up to be a part of its coalition. So yeah, if you're gonna go buy Among the Red Stars, buy it from bookshop.org. And that's the book plug.
And now that we've done the book plug, let's plug this thing.
Bow, bow, bow. Advertisement.
Yeah, we love advertisements here at By the Cover.
Hi, this is Debbie from No Waco on Rogue Media Network. Today we're going to be shouting out Dichotomy Coffee and Spirits. During this current situation, they're offering a few different coffee options. They're offering curbside and order head coffees and pastries for their full menu every day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're also offering delivery of coffee travelers and pastries Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and free 1 to 2 day in-town delivery on beans and merchandise. You can order ahead online at www.dichotomycs.com and go ahead and follow them at dichotomy_CS on Instagram.
Ready?
Yeah, it's recording.
Hey, man. It's your boy Prescription. Tuned in to Bluesville. Terry ain't shit. 2020. Shout out Ontario, though. The truth. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Y'all can use that?
Can we use that?
I just heard a great advertisement, Becca.
Oh, that was an amazing advertisement,
And
Josie.
I feel inspired to go and spend my money on the business that sponsored us.
We are grateful for those businesses sponsoring us right now, for real.
Mike, let us do real ad copy sometime. We're gonna kill it. All right, I guess it's me again, isn't it?
It's you again.
All right, let's
Turn around. There's Josie. Oh,
let's
it's Josie time.
Go.
Boop, boop.
Get ready for NVK, a novel.
Wait, what?
NVK.
K.
3 letters.
Are there the dots after the letters?
Envika by Temple Drake. And before we get into this, I do want to talk
Temple
about
Drake.
Temple Drake.
The dragon. The dragon in the temple. Dragon in the temple, that sounds like a crazy euphemism.
Dragon in the temple. I tried that once.
Oh, God. Temple Drake. Please talk about Temple Drake.
I just want to point
Please
out.
tell me poor Temple Drake did not suggest this book to us, and now I've ruined this person's life.
No, I don't know who this fucker is because I tried to look them up because like Temple Drake, what a unique name.
They're fake.
All I can find, any of their bios, is NVK, a novel. I will warn you, when you're Googling, Temple Drake is also the name of a story.
Oh.
And I just, that's why I didn't bring it up. Was because
Wow.
of some of the content of said story.
Oh, yeah, no, this is not good. The 30s were a bad time.
So I guess it'll be fine. Temple Drake, if you do try to look this person up, you will find...
Please be sure to look up Temple Drake author. Do not just look up Temple Drake. It's not ideal.
There is a book that would require some heavy content warning.
And that is why we're not doing it here.
Yes. But we are interested in what Temple Drake wrote.
Oh,
NVK.
God.
Her secret must be kept for all eternity. Set in the otherworldly Megalopolis. That's right, the Megalopolis.
This sounds like something like an 11-year-old would be like, what do you call your city, honey?
That is
it's
today's,
Megalopolis.
It's today's Shanghai. Temple Drake's suspenseful first novel blends the gothic, the erotic, and the supernatural as it charts an intense and dangerous affair.
Ooh.
One night in 2012, executive Zhang Guoqing takes a group of European clients to a fashionable nightclub in Shanghai. While there, he
Wait,
meets...
I thought it was Megalopolis.
It is Megalopolis. It is the otherworldly Megalopolis, which is a type of city, I guess.
Oh.
That is today's Shanghai.
It is today, right now, Shanghai. No, this
But
time,
in 20,
Shanghai.
so I think so.
I got
it's
lost in the
it's-
sauce of Megalopolis. I read too many comic books. I was really excited.
It's set in 2012, but like an alternate reality, I think, where
Okay.
things are like high tech and weird.
Okay.
While there, he meets a strikingly beautiful young Western woman called Naomi Vieno Kusela.
Excuse me, how do you say the name Naomi?
No, Naemi Vieno is her middle name, Kuusela. So you tell me how to pronounce Naomi Vieno Kusela.
Sounds
That's
like
right.
a disease.
This person, Temple Drake, decided to set his thing in Shanghai and made the European woman's name impossible to pronounce. The physical attraction between them proves irresistible, and they embark on an intoxicating affair. But Naomi is not what she appears to be. To Zhang's surprise, she veers between passion and wariness,
What?
conducting the relationship entirely on her own terms.
Baby, I need
He
to do
feels
this.
driven to find out more about her, and is swiftly drawn into a web of intrigue, mystery, and horror.
Horror! Plot twist there.
Is she a ghost?
No.
A demon?
No.
Do the living dead walk the streets of 21st century Shanghai? Written in spare, high-octane prose.
What?
That's what I've always wanted from my prose.
She kissed him and they fucked.
NVK is the first in a series of dark hypnotic novels that explore the roots of desire and the cruel costs of immortality.
If she's not a ghost, I don't care.
Um,
Slimer goes to a whole new level.
So, Jack Baring 4 stars. It involved Ghost, which I don't believe in, but I'm glad I stayed to the end.
Ah, yes, books which I read to only believe in them. These things which are real, happening in 2012 Shanghai. Real for real.
An interesting read that had you on edge throughout and fearful of the lives of all the main characters. Worth reading. It involved Ghost, which I don't believe in.
It involved Ghost. I don't believe in those.
Just want that on the record.
I did keep reading it, though. I don't believe in Ghost, want to be very clear.
So we've got a top 500 reviewer. HF in the top 500.
Did we plan that, listeners? No, we didn't. We didn't plan it at all.
That's the new bit theme, though. I like supernatural stories, says top 500 reviewer HF, having given this a 3 stars, but saying 3.5 stars had so much potential. I like supernatural stories. Cheesy ones can be fun, but I prefer ones that can have a bit more artistry and vision. NVK started out strong and with a more serious approach, not cheesy at all, which I loved. Gothic and atmospheric are both great descriptions for this novel. They call it that. You know, if I were to pick an adjective for this show, I would give it dark and aesthetic.
Yikes. I also hate that this person, apparently couldn't come up with another word for it besides Gothic, which already exists in the, product description. You're not giving me any more information.
Well, what they did like about the supernatural aspects is the history, going back in time to see the origin of how they came to be and how they've survived. The one thing that I've always liked about a story set in a specific time period is going back and explaining the history of what happened to other people way before that.
Is that just world building?
That's just world building at
just
that
writing?
point.
Is it
You know
just
who did
good
that
writing?
really well was The Witcher on Netflix.
Yeah.
They had some really nice time jumps. I saw some people complaining about all the time jumps and about how it should have all been done in sequence, and it wouldn't have been as good.
It wouldn't have been as good.
Specifically the Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just we need, I think, to see her. Anyway, this is becoming swiftly a Witcher review.
We're not here to review, Josie.
We are only here to examine and judge those who have reviewed.
We are but scientists, taking apart the poor frogs of these Amazon reviews.
In the end, though, I found it to be a bit meandering. The story wasn't developed enough for me. It had such potential to become more woven and nuanced. I wanted more history rather than the few chapters where we went back centuries with NVK.
Just got spark. Just too much, too sparse, not
Too
enough
sparse.
high octane.
Yeah. I also wanted more to happen in general. I just thought that this book could have had more things happening. I would try this author again, but hope they put a bit less description and a little more happening with the plot and storyline.
A little more happening, please. There was a ghost.
There's a whole ghost.
What do you do after you have ghost?
I have one person, Avery Commons, another top 500 reviewer, which I'm realizing maybe is not as special because Avery Commons says, it's difficult. I'm having a hard time getting through this book. I'm a bit over halfway through it now. Then get off Amazon.
Why are you reviewing it in the middle?
In the middle. All right. Well, I did have a few more, but I think we're getting.
I think we are
getting up
we
there.
are at the time.
And we gotta do our new segment, which is where we read the reviews that people have left for us. You can find us all over the place on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and
Swing
Stitcher.
a cat. You'll find our podcast.
That's
we hope.
right. Don't swing a cat though.
Please don't swing cats. They don't deserve that, and you'll have a bad time.
But from Stitcher, Human Person for sure gave us 5 stars. Said, "Wowee, what an amazing form of entertainment. Must engage again."
Wait,
so
what?
that definitely wasn't me though. I definitely didn't do that. Didn't make that review.
Was it a ghost?
And here 5 stars from Josie Bendy on Apple Podcasts. It says, "I am a real review. I am not one of the hosts of this show."
Did you spell on purpose?
No, I misspelled one in my own fake review. Giving a rating to boost stats. I am totally objective for sure. And then an actual review, CoKid10 gave us 5 stars. Funny and real hosts, which makes us sound so fake.
Yes, not a drug front. Not a drug front at all. I don't know how a podcast could do money laundering or drugs, but not codes for the Russians. We aren't activating any agents. Definitely should listen, please.
Josie and Becca are very funny and have great chemistry together. I'm excited to see where this podcast goes. Subscribed after the first episode.
Yeah.
So,
Boop,
yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
We're great. We're a 5-star podcast.
We are a 5-star podcast. Please rate and review us wherever you can.
And yes, and share us on Twitter and Facebook. And,
yes,
and
tell all of your friends that we are witty and delightful, and you want to put us in your ears.
And in case you need quick ways to share us, you can actually find us on all 4 of the platforms that we're currently advertising at tinyurl.com/bythe, and then replace it with whatever platform you're on. So by the Apple, by the Stitcher, by the Spotify, and by the Google. So those are tiny URLs that you're going to be sharing with folks. And that way you're not sharing apple.podcast.com/xbbg4976w.
Okay, are you gonna hit me with our, oh God, what are we calling it?
I think
have we settled on
the
Dark Horse Devotional?
We're gonna do that. We've got the Dark Horse Devotional. We've got the drug book, I believe.
Oh, and please listen to all of the other podcasts on the Rogue Media Network. We're so honored to be here and working with such amazing people.
You can check out Private Hip Hop Podcast, which at the time that we're recording this at least just released episode 1. Keep Waco Loud, which has been up for a while. What's Your Excuse recently joined us, and so they've been making stuff on the Rogue Media Network now. So a lot of good things to check out, and of course Oni-chan Production for overall everything that's going on here.
Give me Tammy Hoag's wisdom. Tell me what Tammy needs us to know.
And here, that's right. Are we gonna sign off after it, or are we gonna sign off now?
Oh shoot. Okay. Yes.
Now we've been signing off now.
We've been signing. Okay.
I've been Josie,
and I've been Becca.
And we've been your judges. And thanks for listening to By the Cover. Here's that devotional. Sure, if your parents aren't worried about your sister and the cops. The two things I worry about.
Sister, cops. Sister, cops. Sure.
Oh, that's an episode. That's an episode.
This has been a Rogue Media Network podcast.